What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan, and I am back with Season 9, Episode 2 of Tyler Perry's Sisters, Do No Harm. Y'all, before I start, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Y'all, make sure we like the videos so I can stay in the algorithm of things. Once again, thank you to all the new subscribers. I hope y'all like my content. I try to be as real as I can. I really don't edit. If y'all notice, I do not edit. I just give y'all what I give y'all. All right. Other than that, thank y'all for real. Like, to the people that are still here, I appreciate y'all. Like, thank you in real life. All right. I'm gonna let y'all know that I cried most of this episode, so it was no fun parts to it, but we gonna go with it. All right. So the episode starts with Zach and Andy. They're in a car. He basically asked if the twins and Karen would be okay, because he's extremely worried. You know, he never wanted anything to happen to Karen. Don't want anything to happen to the twins. So, Andy has to be stoic. Like, I noticed she has been strong this entire, everybody. But even Fatima had that moment where she kind of broke down a little bit in tears, and because it's overwhelming, I'm sure, with dealing with the doctors that's giving Karen a lack of care. It's overwhelming watching Karen in all of this pain, regardless of what those ladies have been through. It is a lot. And Fatima was a girl's girl, and she believes Karen. And with us being black women, a lot of our experiences with certain doctors are the same, unfortunately. You know, you hear stories all the time about women in terrible labor. Like, nobody cares. Everybody just wants to be a doctor for the money. There are a lot of positions in this world that a lot of people should not be in. A lot of things for me are maybe callings. You know, a lot of people should not hold a lot of positions. For real. In real life, it takes special people to hold certain jobs in this world. Especially if you're more like, hospitality. And I feel like even doctors, even though it's medical, it's still like hospitality. Like, you cannot, if you make a mistake, just one mistake, somebody can lose their life. Like, it was triggering. Man, it was triggering. And I say that, and I think I was more triggered because, even like a personal story, my auntie went in for a hysterectomy, and the next day she wasn't feeling well. She went to the hospital, went to the emergency room because she wasn't feeling well. I hope my family don't look at this, but she went to the hospital. We were all in the family group message. The group message said, "I love y'all, like, and I'm gonna talk to y'all when I get out." We was like, all right, auntie, all right. 30 minutes later, my cousin was like, she was on a ventilator. It went wrong. Like, it's triggering. And for that reason alone, I would never get a hysterectomy. Ever. Not ever in his life. Not ever. I even wanted to do an ablation. And I'm sorry, I'm telling y'all my personal life, but my tubes been clipped and burned. But, sometimes you do ablations for several reasons. My body doesn't do well with birth control. I've tried it all, so my body doesn't do well with that. So I was going to go to the next step. But after that happened with my auntie, I won't. I trust my doctor. My doctor is amazing. But what gives me pause is, and I don't know if I should say this because it's HIPAA, but I discussed with my doctor about menopause. And he was like, you're fine. And ever since then, I cannot. I have a family doctor. This is my lady doctor. But my family doctor, when I go in there, she's going to be on my ass. Okay? The care that you receive. Anyway, I'm sorry about that, y'all. That was about to make me cry. Like, I usually try to keep it together, but y'all know it happens. Anyway, everybody's stuck in traffic, trying to get to the hospital. We get back to the hospital. Karen is in an immense amount of pain. She's throwing up as well. Lisa and Aaron are at her bedside. She's still bleeding, and she thought, hey, she thought she peed on herself. She was like, hey, I wet myself. Miss Lisa checked the blanket, and that was blood. So it sounds as though she's hemorrhaging at this point, right? So Fatima walks in the room. She tells them, listen, I'm going to go find help because they're taking too long, y'all. Woo! I feel like I'm watching this episode all over again. And y'all, this is not even my experience. This is not my experience with babies. I had 2 epidurals. I said this before. I don't even know what it feels like to give birth. Like to feel labor pains. I don't. Anyway, this not really important, but y'all know Sabrina is in the car talking to Maurice. And we see Rich kept calling Sabrina. So basically, Sabrina says she's tired of giving her energy to the wrong men, and it starts with her. So apparently Sabrina's gonna come into her own. And I actually want to see it as far as character development. I'm just trying to hold my tears back. Anyway, Zach and Andy show up at the hospital, right? Fatima tells the both of them what's happening with Karen. Now, what I loved the most was how Andy tapped into her attorney mode. Like she was there for her friend, but at the same time, I need to be in this capacity as well. I need to be in my attorney capacity as well, because this shit ain't right, So Danny arrived. She goes to the nurse's station, and y'all know this bitch still at this station being motherfucking rude. And Fatima comes up to the station too. No, I'm sorry. She was like, hey, where's this? Danny was trying to be nice, so Danny had to be Danny, but not too much. She gave her a little light, not normally what Danny would do, but I will say they have kept their composure. Like, we all don't act up wherever we go, but give us a reason. Anyway, Fatima said that the doctors are saying that, I'm sorry, y'all. Fatima said that the doctor is saying that Karen is okay and she's overreacting, and he's very well dismissing her pain, right? So Fatima found Nurse Rhonda. Y'all know Nurse Rhonda was the black lady who was willing and ready to help. And so she was like, listen, this is happening to my friend. Nobody still hadn't shown up. So Nurse Rhonda and Fatima go back into Karen's room, and she apologizes to Karen. And Andy was like, well, what is that? Like, Andy's attitude, I get it, but not at this one. This lady been trying to help. So it's because even Karen was in pain, talking about thank you, I remember you helping me. And so she apologized to Karen and said, listen, from my mouth to y'all ears inside this room, I don't like how they operate at the hospital, especially with certain demographics. Those certain demographics are underserved. And so Andy was like, black people, right? And so she was like, yeah. So at this point, you can see everybody's concerned. But what stuck out to me the most was Fatima's concern. Like she was crying. Like you didn't see her visibly cry, but she had the tears even when she hugged Zach. So Nurse Rhonda said, listen, I'm going to page Dr. Cruz and I'm going to come back. So Lisa said to Andy, they're not treating Karen right. And Andy said, listen, I'm taking note. And I'm here for listen, y'all, this was hard. Whew. How her entire village showed up for her. Like, everybody was showing up. So, anyway, Sabrina finally made it to the hospital, and Fatima filled her in on what was happening. So, Zach and Andy is like at Karen's bedside, and Zach was like, man, I never seen Karen so fragile. And Andy agreed. She was like, same. And so Karen wakes up. They tell her, I need you to get some rest, but she's still in a lot of pain. Because at that point, while Zach and Andy was talking, she looked like she was trying to get some sleep. But the problem is, the only thing Dr. Cruz gave her was saline. He didn't give her anything else but saline. And so Dr. Cruz come back in and ask how she's feeling. And the way I'm looking at Dr. Cruz, like, sir, you knew she was in pain. Why are you asking this? Why aren't you doing anything? And so he tells her, well, listen, Karen was like, I am in pain. She's still crying. She's crying out. So he tells her this is her first pregnancy with twins, no less. Of course, it's gonna be a lot. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's gonna get worse from here. Y'all, I just want to tell Tyler Perry I want to give him the biggest thank you. Because as much as I hated this episode, whoever his writer was, they did a fantastic job. I don't know much about writing, but I will say this was a fantastic episode. All right? And Andy was like, why would you say that? Why are you being so dismissive? And so the doctor asked if she wanted you want me to lie to you? It's labor. It will not be easy. Sir, unless you pulled out some kids, you pushed out some kids, he was irritating the dog shit out of me. It almost felt like it was somebody I know. So Andy tell him, Karen knows what's going on with her own body. And Zach was like, listen, you need to be taking this more seriously. The doctor said nothing I see here is a concern. Andy said all of it here is cause for concern. And he asked them to leave. Zach said, I'm not leaving. So whatever you need to do, you might as well do it while I'm here, because I ain't going nowhere. And he wanted to check Karen while everybody wait outside. And so Karen was like, it's okay, Lee, it's okay. It's okay. So Zach and Andy was like, okay, we're gonna be right here. And so before they left, the doctor asked, oh, you're one of the fathers. Why? He just been so concerned about Karen having two baby daddies, pregnant with two baby daddies pregnant with two babies with two different baby daddies at the same time. Like, Zach was like, that don't even matter right now. That should be your last concern. So what pissed me off is when he checked her cervix, he did not put no gloves on. Like, and she's in pain, and he's asking her, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm getting loud. She's in pain, and he's asking her to keep still. And she's still telling him, hey, this hurts. And he said, I'm sure it does. Y'all. So Miss Lisa was walking up to the room, and she was like, listen, I'm gonna go in and just I'll let y'all know what's up. So Miss Lisa walk in the room while Dr. Cruz is telling Karen, like, you're 6 centimeters dilated with bleeding, but there is nothing to be concerned about. This lady is hemorrhaging. The same blood that Miss Lisa saw earlier when she thought she wet herself. You don't see that same blood? Oh, Lord. And so Miss Lisa at this point is fed up. So she tell her doctor Karen's issues. She tell her doctor, listen, she have all of these issues. And she tell him, I'm at this point, I'm tired of you not paying attention to my daughter. And he said it's labor pain. It's not going to be easy. As if he was looking for her to expire. It's almost like you're looking for her to expire so you can get something out of it. Like, it gave a lot. Like, bigotry, racism. It was just all of that all wrapped in one. Dr. Cruz tell Lisa, so Lisa was like, listen, when I was pregnant, I didn't experience half the stuff Karen is experiencing, right? So he tells Miss Lisa that, well, your body type, you're built to carry twins. But Karen is petite and ill-equipped for 2 babies. So if you think she's ill-equipped to carry twins, why are you, like, passing off her pain? Like, why? So why aren't you doing anything more? That's the question. But you're just doing whatever the hell you want to do because she's a black woman and you just want to dismiss her. That's, y'all. So Karen asked the doctor, why can't she hear the baby's heartbeat on the monitor? Because y'all know they're really supposed to have something over her stomach so we can hear her heartbeat. And he said, oh, well, the machine is broken. At this point, everybody here was like, listen, Miss Lisa had it, okay? So she was like, can you please go get a newer machine? Okay, I'm going to find one and I'm going to be right back. It took a lot. I'm sure if this was real life, it would have took a lot of restraint. Because Dr. Cruz would have got his ass whooped. Anyway, Aaron comes back in the room and he tells Karen, if I could take the pain away, I would. And you can see the love that they have for one another. And I was just really here for Aaron. I was here for Zach because Zach is the one that's gonna buck. Aaron is more, he's calm. All of them really made everything about Karen. So Karen was like, I feel really helpless. And so Lisa comes back out and tell everybody what's going on. And so Fatima saw a doctor walk by. She tells everybody, I'll be right back. And we meet Dr. Vaughn. He's a black doctor. And he's a 4-year residency student or whatever. He's the doctor that's on staff, right? And so she tell him what happened. And she was like, I just need you to check her out. And he agreed. Like, we need more people, like more Dr. Vaughns and more Nurse Rhondas in this world. And the Dr. Cruzes of the world can have their board certification revoked. Like, suspended. I don't know the other word. All of it. But there are a lot of Dr. Cruzes in this world. Anyway, Dr. Vaughn goes into Karen's room and he orders an ultrasound. And both Dr. Vaughn, so Nurse Rhonda come back with the ultrasound machine. And so they both are checking for the baby's heartbeat. They both are looking at each other because they're looking at this ultrasound. And Dr. Vaughn, at this point, they look at each other, but they have to be vague because Dr. Vaughn really is not supposed to be in there because that's not his patient. So Karen was like, how's my baby's doing, this and that. Dr. Vaughn was like, I have to go speak with your doctor and I'll be right back. But I noticed we only heard one heartbeat. One. So we see Dr. Cruz at a little kiosk station where you put in information or whatever. Dr. Vaughn goes over there to talk to him, right? And Sabrina, at this point, they're having a conversation about Karen. Sabrina was getting ready to walk up. She heard them mention Karen's name, so she stopped and listened in. And so Dr. Cruz is pissed off, first of all, at Dr. Vaughn because he went to go check on Karen. And I'm just like, what are you really trying to do? I'm telling you, Dr. Cruz was just trying to unalive Karen. Like, that's all he was wanting to do. So, now Dr. Vaughn is telling Dr. Cruz, listen, it's only one heartbeat and the other baby is a stillborn. So we found out that one of the babies died. Okay. And so he was like, Karen needs Miss Mott needs an emergency C-section and some antibiotics. That would explain her hemorrhaging, her nausea, and all of the things. Dr. Cruz says, Miss Mott can withstand the pain. And he was like, but she cannot wait for a vaginal delivery. You know what happens when you make them wait. It is a possibility that she can die. Oh. So at this point, Sabrina is pissed. She's sitting there and she's digesting all of these things. So when she go to Andy and them and she tell everybody what happened. She tell the girls what happened. So Zach walks up and Fatima tells him what's going on, and Zach at that moment broke down. All right? Y'all, I felt so bad for Zach. So Dr. Vaughn was going somewhere else, and so Andy and Sabrina call him over, and Andy reiterates to him like, hey, my friend heard everything you said. So Dr. Vaughn was like, I really cannot discuss it with it being HIPAA. She was like, is there anything we can do? So she was like, is there anything you can do? He said, at this point, my hands are tied until Karen decides she wants me to be her doctor, verbally agrees for me to be her doctor. There is nothing I can do at the moment. I can't. And he said, if I do anything, my license will be suspended. And I just feel like that's not fair to him. So don't, I know we want people to step in, but we have to take the proper channels. So Andy was like, bet. So she told Sabrina, calm down. Like, listen, we can get Karen to change her mind about changing her doctors. Now, prior to Dr. Vaughn, prior to this scene right here, Dr. Cruz threatened Dr. Vaughn because he had checked on Karen. And he told him, I'm going to make your life a living hell. I sure hope he goes to jail. Anyway, Dr. Vaughn comes in and tells her that one of the babies had died. At this point, Karen is upset. And so Dr. Vaughn was like, listen, I really need you to be calm so we can get the other baby out safe and alive and well. We still have to get this baby out, but we cannot do it with you being upset. And so Andy and Sabrina go into Karen's room and ask her to switch doctors. So Dr. Cruz came in there real smug. And so Karen requested another doctor. And he's pissed. So Dr. Vaughn So now that Dr. Vaughn is Karen's, physician, for the ER physician for her, he tells them that, hey, I'm going to get you prepped for surgery, for a C-section. And so Karen goes in and talks to the girls. And another thing that was a very concerning and alarming was Karen's heart rate. And it was just dropping. And so she was like, hey, before we get all this done, she wanted to talk to the girls. So she asked them, like, just make me a promise. If anything happens to me, take care of my mama and the baby. And she said if they ask if any chance of saving the babies or her, save the babies. So Sabrina and Andy are like, okay, this is not, they're trying to be optimistic about it at this point, y'all. And so Karen just, like, she's declining rapidly because her heart is dropping. And she's coding. Y'all, woo, the way I sat there, because I gave Karen a lot of flack. I did these past seasons. And as Karen was winning me back over last season. I cried when she started coding. And so because this is where the episode ended, with Karen coding and they're calling for help. And I guess that's the little smidgen part of production that we probably should do. Go out the door and get help instead of just screaming from the room. That's just me. Anyway, so listen. Everybody's crying. Like, everybody's gonna be upset next episode. The way Zach was crying, talking about it didn't have to end like this. No, not like this. Y'all, I cried my eyes out. Okay, it took a minute for me to do this review. I really cried my eyes out because I was just like, Tyler Perry, no, you're not. First of all, rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner with his fine. That man was fine, okay? Now we don't have Malcolm Jamal Warner, one of the good guys. Don't tell us you taking Karen and these kids. I don't know, but don't take Karen, okay? Take Gary, but not Karen. All right, listen, we'll even keep Gary. Take Hudson. All right, take Hudson, but don't take Karen, okay? Y'all, this was a really good episode. I think Tyler Perry is doing really well at having hard conversations and us being able medically to choose us and get third and fourth opinions and finding doctors that are right for us. All right. Oh yeah, and another thing I wanted to say, when Dr. Cruz did his assessment on Karen, he also said that one of the babies that was stillborn, it may have happened within the past 24 hours. So yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, so y'all, I don't know if y'all watched the episode, but I would definitely go and watch this episode. And y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Again, I will see y'all tomorrow with Divorced Sisters and Just Like That, and we pick back up with All the Queen's Men. So if you have not watched All the Queen's Men review, have the first 8 episodes up for this season, and we're gonna finish it out. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.